Hello, beautiful! Today we will be looking at the new Natasha Denona Face Glam palette. So if you would like to see what this palette looks like and if it is worth it, then just keep watching. I have all of the products on my face right now. So if you want to see how I achieved this look, definitely continue watching. I love making beauty product review videos for you, and I also love trying out new makeup like this palette. So if you are also into that, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so that you'll be notified of when I post new content, because I post content weekly. And also make sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, if you found that it was helpful. If you like Natasha Denona, make sure to like this video. So this is actually my first Natasha Denona makeup, and I just felt like I had to get it because I felt like it was the perfect thing to get from Natasha Denona. It contains a blush, a highlight, and five shadows. So I think that's such a great steal, and it's a really good opportunity for me to try out like 3 of her products. So I definitely felt like this was the one to get. I've honestly been considering purchasing some things from Natasha Denona. I've always kind of ruled it out because either it's like too pricey, or I just felt like, I don't know if I really need that. So when I saw that she was coming out with this, I immediately put it into my cart and was like, I gotta get this. And perfect timing, because it's also now 20% off, or eventually it could be 15 to 10% off for you in the future. So perfect timing for her to release this. Let's go ahead and dive into this palette. The new Natasha Denona GLAM Face and Eye Palette is a limited edition palette that consists of 5 eyeshadows, 1 cream blush, and a highlighter. Each shade is designed to be universal, neutral, and long-lasting. It comes in 2 different tones for lighter and darker shades. This palette has a brand new formula that uses Japanese technology to deliver extreme glow. Everything is clean, cruelty, and paraben-free. The first shade is a metallic for the outer corner. I love how it's labeled on the bottom what these shadows are used for, so it's definitely beginner friendly. The next shade is the transition shade. This is Smoke, which is good for the outer eye or liner. This is going to give you that smoky effect. And then next is the inner corner shade, which is a beautiful metallic. And lastly, this is the crease color. This is the cream blush. And lastly, this is the highlighter in Star Glow. Okay, we're first starting off with the blush. Surprisingly, the first layer wasn't that pigmented. Luckily, this is buildable, so I did go and dip the brush into the pan about 3 times to get the intensity that I liked. Overall, this is a really pretty shade, just nothing truly unique to me. Overall, the texture of this blush is really nice. It has a nice velvety feel, but I was a little underwhelmed because I was assuming it to feel a little bit more luxurious. I'm just going in with a beauty blender using Patrick Ta's trick to kind of make the blush sink into the skin, and then I applied some setting powder to see how it looks with the setting powder on top. Now I'm going in with my Sigma highlighting brush and using the highlighter called Star Glow. As you could see, this highlight is so pigmented. I realized that if you use a very small amount, you can get this highlight to look very natural. And then I also love how you could build it up and make it a more dramatic highlight. Overall, I really do love this highlight. I highly recommend it. Again, I love how you can build it up and make it look intense, and then also put a little to give it a more natural finish. I feel like I went a little heavy-handed on the highlight, so I just went in and used a beauty blender to smooth out the edges. Now it's time for the eyeshadow. I'm just using the shadows how they are intended. So I'm starting off with the cream shade, which honestly is probably one of my favorite shades in this palette. It is perfect for my complexion. It's not too dark, it's not too light. And overall, it was really easy to work with. It was really easy to blend. Next, I'm taking the crease shade. This shade is just a little bit deeper. And then I'm applying this directly into the crease and then just blending it out. I do wish they had an all over light shade in this palette. Next we're going in with the color Smoke, and I'm just using this on the outer edges of my eyes. I realize this is a really good shadow for liner and underneath the eyes. Overall, this is going to really help just smoke out the entire look. I do really like it. I just thought that this color was going to be a little bit more on the brown side, but I realized that it has more of a kind of dark grayish look. Now I'm going in with the inner corner highlight. This is probably one of my favorite shades from the eyeshadows. And then I am just applying the shade Smoke and the crease color underneath my eyes. And here I am pairing it with the lip crayon from ColourPop. I didn't really know how to match my lip color with this, so yeah, we just ended up with this color. Okay, that is the final look. Overall, I am so happy with this palette. I absolutely loved everything, and then when I stepped aside and looked at myself in the mirror, I was even more pleased. It has this very beautiful look to it. I definitely feel like this is a glam palette. I feel like this gives you a more mature, sophisticated look. But of course, I feel like you can just use like one or two shadows in it to kind of make it less glam, less sophisticated. Like for example, you could just use the shimmers, or you could just go in with the crease color. I think one of my favorite things in this palette is the actual, not the crease color, but the transition shade, because the transition shade, I feel like you can really build it up. I love how I just felt like it was really easy to work with. Like I didn't have to be very gentle when I was putting it into the crease, and I kind of feel like that's how a transition shade should be. It was just really easy to work with. It was really easy to blend. The color, I feel like on my complexion was just perfect. It wasn't too dark, it wasn't too light. It was just the perfect transition color. I would say the transition one is my absolute favorite, and I feel like I'm going to be dipping into the transition a lot. The Smoke is, I feel like, what's going to give you that glam look. I also do really enjoy the crease color. It's just like a true brown shade. I love it. And then I also love the shimmery shades. However, I do feel like the shimmery shades are not I was gonna say breadwinner. The shimmery shades, the metallic-y shades, I feel like are not like the stars of the show. Unless you really love shimmers and metallics. They are gorgeous, but I feel like I could find these metallics in other palettes. It's the transition shade for me. I feel like I don't find this kind of transition shade anywhere. If anything, I don't feel like I have ever tried a transition shade like this. Like it was just the perfect color, and again, really easy to work with, and very buildable. So I really like the transition shade. I also really like the inner corner shade because it is such a natural inner corner look. The other day, I just tried out the Jaclyn Hill highlight. Love her highlights, but you have to be very careful when you are putting it into the inner corners of your eyes, because it can come off being a little bit too harsh. So you have to spend your time blending it and all that. I don't know if you saw my previous Sephora recommendations video, but it looked too harsh in the video. This one, I feel like you're gonna, it's just a lot easier to work with. It looks I guess, more natural. It doesn't look harsh at all. And I feel like it's something that I can keep layering and I'm still not going to get like a harsh inner corner. So overall, I love the inner corner. Very beginner friendly, I feel like. So I think, again, the two shades I'm most excited about and I feel like are standout, have a standout performance for me is the transition and the inner corner. I feel like you're going to struggle to find two shades similar to the ones in this palette. But like I said, the metallic-y one, I wouldn't get too excited about that. I feel like you could find that in a lot of other palettes. And then of course the smoke you can find in a lot of other palettes. And the crease you can also find in a lot of other palettes. But nonetheless, they're all stunning. The texture is so nice. It's soft. It's velvety feeling. The cream blush, I do like the cream blush. I'm not too crazy about it, and I don't think I would purchase another Natasha Denona blush. I don't know if she's known for her blushes, but I definitely have no interest in picking up any more of her cream blushes. I do love the highlight. I think a lot of people are going to love this highlight in here. Again, it was very easy to work with. You can really get this like a natural look. It doesn't look too harsh. It generally just looks like a natural highlight on my cheek, but of course you can build it up and it's really easy to work with. So definitely love the highlight. And then overall, I'm just really happy that I have this. I'm going to travel with this, especially if I'm going to be going out at night when I travel. I'm just going to bring this. I think this is always going to come with me whenever I travel for like a week or something like that. And everything is here. I love it. It's also versatile. You can use the blush on your eyes as well. So it's great. I really do enjoy this palette and I'm very happy with this Natasha Denona purchase, and I'm very happy that this was my first one from her. Overall, do I recommend this face palette? I say yes. However, I don't know if you need to get this entire face palette, but in my opinion, if you felt like, I think the top performers here would be the highlight and this transition shade, and again, the inner corner. So if you can get those individually, then so be it. I think the fact that everything is in here for you and it really is going to give you that kind of glam look, if that's your look, then I would definitely say it's worth it. And I also feel like it makes it a lot more affordable, the fact that they're putting all of this stuff into this palette, especially if you get it for the Sephora VIB sale. I would say be wary if you are not a glam person. I don't know if this will be for you because like I said, it does give you that like sophisticated, mature look. So if you're not into glam, then don't consider it. But then again, it is called the Glam Face Palette, and I think that it just describes that perfectly because it just helps you to get this glam look without having to put very much effort into it. I think that is it for this review. I can't really think of anything else to say. If you have any other questions, just make sure to leave them down in the description box below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like it, share it with your friends and family who are also interested in her new palette. And also make sure to subscribe to see more content like this. I can assure you this will not be my last Natasha Denona purchase because this palette, the shadows, everything was just perfect. So yeah, make sure to subscribe, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in another video. Bye!